Hello ladies, today we're going to be looking at lesson 2-2 translations. Our learning target is I can apply translations by performing translations on points and figures. Let's just go over what a translation is. A translation is a transformation that slides all points of the figure in the same distance in the same direction. Your image can go left or right, and it can even go up or down. The notation we're going to be looking at is simply the verbal description, a coordinate mapping, and translation notation. This one right here is actually your most common. When we do a description, we typically give you a verbal description, like we actually write out what we want you to do. For instance, we can say move your image 7 units to the left and 3 units down. If we do a coordinate mapping, we can write it like this. So for instance, we can say x minus 7, y minus 3. What that means is you take your x values and you subtract 7, and then you take your y values and subtract 3. Or we do translation notation where we do a big letter T, and then we write the numbers next to it. Very tiny. Sort of like exponents, but downstairs. So we have our -7 first, and then our -3. And remember, your x value comes first, your y value comes second. However, the one thing that we need you to know is two things actually. Your first number represents your horizontal slide, When I say horizontal, I mean this direction. So going left or right. And then 2, the second number represents your vertical slide. So when I say vertical, I simply mean going up or down. Okay. And just a heads up, whenever you hear the word translation, what Miss Calarundo and I would like you to think of immediately is that you are just sliding your image. Okay? So let's look to see what happens. Translations in the coordinate plane. The first thing we're going to be doing is drawing the image of the figure under the given translation. If you look, the points are already plotted for you, so we want to move this point, and this point, and then this point, this point, this point, and this point. So the verbal description's given. We want to go 5 to the left and 2 up. So let's start with this point. So we go 5 to the left, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 up. 1, 2, and we plot a point right here. Then we take this point and we go 5 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 up. 1, 2. Plot a point. We go 5 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 up. 1, 2. Now we're going to connect those points with a straight line. So when we connect those points with a straight line, sorry, I had to leave my room. There's motorcycles going down First Avenue. As you can tell, it's 9:41 at night, and then I connect those points. And that's your final answer. If you look, I started with a triangle, I'm gonna end with a triangle. Now, we have the translation notation where it says translation of 3, 0. So what that means is I basically take my x value, and since it's positive, I'm going to go to the right 3, and then I'm just not going to do anything to my y value. I'm going to stay the same. I'm going to basically go up or down 0. So let's pick some points. So go right 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to stay there. Now I go to the right 3 from here. So 1, 2, 3, and I plot a point right there at 0, -2. Take this point, go right 3, 1, 2, 3, plot a point right there. And then I take this one, and I go right 3, 1, 2, 3, and I plot a point at 0, -5. I'm now going to connect those points with some straight lines. I'm going to make it a little thick, that way we can see it. Ooh, way too thick. And that's my final answer. It's the exact same image. Okay. Example 1. Like, this is like a nice question we would give you on a quiz or a test, just a heads up. The vertices of triangle ABC are A11, B27, and C42. Graph triangle ABC and the image of triangle ABC under a translation of 2, 3. So what we're going to do is simply this. We are going to do... Ooh, that's way too thick. 1 second. We're going to write down A11, B27, and C42. Now we want to do a translation of 2, 3, so I'm going to basically take out my black pen and do this and say that we're going to be doing a translation of 2, 3. Just like this. And we want to find A prime, B prime, and C prime. But before we do that, let's actually, what is it called? Just plot our original point. So we're going to plot A11. So go out 1 over 1, and that's A. We're going to plot 2, 7. So I go out 2, up 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's B. And then I plot C, 4, 2. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And that's C. And then I connect those points with my straight edge. Very good. Now I want to find out what A prime, B prime, and C prime are. So A prime, B prime, and C prime. And how I'm going to find them is I simply take my x value and add 2. So remember, if you want, just put an x here and a y there. That way you know that's what you're doing to your x's and y's. You're adding 2 and adding 3. So when I do this, I do 1 plus 2, which gives me a 3. And then I do 1 plus 3, which gives me a 4. So I'm going to be plotting 3, 4. Taking my 2, add 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. Take my 7, add 3. That's 10. So I get 4, 10. Take my 4, add 2. That's 6. Take my 2, add 3. That's 5. So these are the points I'm plotting. I'm plotting 3, 4, 4, 10, and 6, 5. So I go out 3, up 4. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have A prime. I'm going to plot 4, 10. So I go out 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's B prime. And then I'm going to plot C prime, which is 6, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's C prime. And then I connect those. I'm going to put them in pink. That way you see them. So like if this is something that you want to color code, that would be very helpful for you. It helps me. That's why I do all the color coding for this stuff. And it also helps Miss Calarundo. So if we look, we just did a translation where we slid our image 2 units to the right and 3 units up. So some of the properties that are preserved under translation are distance, because if you look, you're not doing any multiplication, you're just adding and subtracting. Your angle measures stay the same. If you look, parallelism is preferred. So if I look, I can say that AC is parallel to A prime C prime. I can also say that AB is parallel to A prime B prime, and vice versa with all my segments. And my orientation is the exact same. If I look, my B and B prime are where they should be, C and C prime, and A prime are where they should be. And that's it. If you have any questions, email myself or Miss Calarundo.